Just park right behind you. Oh, look, there's a guy. There's a guy.
Okay, pop the trunk.
They're like, oh, jeez. What are we?
Pop the trunk. Pop the trunk. Pop the trunk.
Just put it out by where we're going to be. Who is in charge of badges, please? Okay. In the car. Where's Liz?
Here.
Liz, would you grab the cuffs out of the car?
The what? Cuffs. Handcuffs.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay. What?
The lock.
I want the handcuff keys. I don't have the handcuff keys. Hold on there, baby. Does everybody want to line up for the photo real quick?
Come on, she got the arms.
What?
Come on, link arms.
All right, link arms, and then on the. Okay, we're good. You're talking about.
Oh, never mind. Do you want it on?
I want it right there on the chain. They have a growing toxic sludge sinkhole out near Napoleonville, Louisiana, where there is a similar facility. These facilities are accident prone, and people around here, we want to draw attention to this. They've been told by Inergy that these are really safe. They're the most dangerous kinds of storage facilities. Inergy, if their nose would grow, it would be from here to Los Angeles. We've been lied to a lot, and that's one of the many things that makes them completely untrustworthy.
I see that you're locked down right now. So my question is, how long are you prepared to stay here?
Well, until as long as necessary.
What does that mean? Well,
that means that they're going to have the police probably come and take us away. They're going to need to get in and out of this facility. We are hoping that it'll happen fairly soon, but we don't know. Really.
Well, what's your objective for doing this?
Draw attention to the fact that organizations like INER come in, and instead of being a good neighbor, they're bad neighbors. They're really destroying our environment. They're clogging our streets. They're changing a very beautiful rural community into an industrialized area. We'd like to keep it the way it is. And also we want to keep fracking out. There's good evidence to suggest that fracking is not healthy for people. We know it's not healthy for nature, so we certainly like to keep fracking out as well.
But I've heard that this was for LPG. What does that have to do with fracking?
There's some possibility that they might even be storing natural gas in these caverns. We know the caverns are unsafe. There have been cave-ins. Several years ago they tried to store nuclear waste here, and it was found it was unsafe for that. And there's also a fault line running through this area, and with the brine ponds are going to be overlooking the lake, and we've had hurricanes before come through this area. They could be washed out and washed right into all that pollution went into Seneca Lake. It could destroy it for years. So we're just opposed to the whole process.
And what about they say that, you know, they've been doing business here for years and years? It's like this is nothing new.
It's true, they have been doing business here, but on a very small scale. And that's been fine. They've been good neighbors on a small scale, but now they want to move it into a really industrial scale. And we are not prepared in a small rural area like this to become that industrialized.
So it's a major expansion.
It's a major expansion, absolutely. And it would change the nature of this town. It would change it from a beautiful rural vacation town for people from all around the world come to Seneca or to Watkins Glen because of the beauty of Seneca Lake and the town and the gorge, and it would change all of that, and it would change people's livelihood, and we just don't want to see that happen. We want to see it continue to be the way it was for our children and our grandchildren.
I've been kind of following this facility a little bit. I've been going to some of the public hearings. My understanding is that the final permit for this facility has not been issued yet. However, I've been seeing photos posted on the internet of drill rigs going, I guess it's up the hill, up here. Have they begun construction of this facility before the permits are in place?
They seem to have gotten some permission to start the drilling, if not to do the whole thing. Maybe they're doing it without permission. I honestly don't know that. But I have a picture in my car of one of the drill rigs. They clearly are drilling already. They clearly are preparing the site. They're clearly expecting to get this permission. They think it's a done deal and we don't matter and what we say doesn't matter. More than that, we don't know, but we do know that they've already, before they're even open, they've had 2 brine spills that have killed trees in this area. And that's before they've even really begun the big process that they intend to do. As we've documented before, the tracks are not in the proper condition for this, and the railroad can't be trusted. It has a bad safety record. Inergy has no experience with this. They have a terrible record in terms of lying and misrepresenting the facts and showing complete contempt for the people who live around here. There's absolutely no chance that we can trust them to keep us safe with this ill-conceived project.
So Dr. Steingraber, can you tell us why you're here today?
Sure. So I'm here both as a mother and as a biologist. What is happening just on the other side of this fence is a crime, I think. It represents the takeover of the west side of Seneca Lake, which is part of the abiding ecology of the Finger Lakes and the source of drinking water for many people. And so the mass-scale industrialization of this lake, the perforation over and over and over again through the water table and into these salt caverns, the plans to use the western slope of Seneca Lake as a massive storage depot for toxic and inherently explosive chemicals is a public health disaster for the people of the Finger Lakes. We know from the plans that they have in mind for this place that there will be condenser and compressor stations, there will be flare stacks, and we know a lot about what kind of air pollution that those activities create, even absent catastrophic explosions, which are also a possibility here. Flare stacks create formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is a known carcinogen. Cannot do what they plan to do here without laying down a blanket of smog and ozone, ground level ozone, and we know that that kills people. So this is a threat to life itself. As a biologist who's been studying the impacts of this kind of air pollution and these kinds of explosive chemicals for 20 years, I feel called upon to be here for people who are literally putting their bodies on the line to show my support. But I'm also a mother, and my son, who's now 11, was born just down the road at the September Hill Birth Center, and this is his birthplace. So Schuyler County is what is on his birth certificate. This is a sacred place for us. It's a place I wish to bring him back to. He was born in a bathtub full of water from Seneca Lake. I didn't intend for him to be in the bathtub, but that's how he was born. And that's part of the story of the origins of his existence. And all of my prenatal checkups were done right here as a pregnant woman. I lived in this environment. The air, the water, and the food that I took in from this place when I was a habitat for my unborn son became the body and the mind, the blood, the muscle, the fibers of his heart. And so my son is constructed out of molecules from this place, and I am joining in solidarity with the 17 inhabitants of this place to defend it from an occupying corporation who comes from out of state without our consent and without a finished environmental impact statement. No one has green-lighted this project, and yet they're going forward with it anyway, and we will not consent to that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat that? Yeah, there is. If you want to interview their guys, you're right. right here. They just are locking the gate which was open, but now they've decided to shut this entrance to see if they make it move. Would you like me to give them the phone? Hang on. Would you guys like to talk to the press?
All right. We'll let our press guys take care of it. We're just the operators.
Okay, they don't want to talk, but do you have a press guy you can refer them to?
I'm not sure the guy's name. It's in Kansas City.
Oh, they have a press guy in Kansas City. Well, okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.
Take care, guys.
So, so they've locked the gate behind us now to make it look like we're chained up in front of something that doesn't operate anyway. But in fact, the gate was open and we were blocking it when we first got here. They've just chained it now. And so we want to stop this development, which the DEC has not yet approved, but they're going ahead anyway, and we want to stop fracking. With your permission, I'll hand the phone to the other person here who's chained up with me. Hang on.
My name is Gary Judson. I'm here protesting the expansion of the gas storage in Schuyler County. We have a beautiful rural county. Watkins Glen is one of the tourist destinations for people around the world. And if we have this kind of industrial expansion, it will change that dramatically.
Sandra said get photos of this. They're not wearing masks or anything, and see if you can zoom in on them, okay?
I have to go get my telephone out.
Okay. Yeah, they were perfectly polite.
You know who that one guy was?
Who?
Barry Moon.
Really?
Yep.
Very new.
He's one of their big guys.
He's the head honcho down at their facility in Savona.
Well, that's important. Then they're taking some notice of it.
Jeremy, your contribution to public service seems to be really incredible. You know, the magnitude of it. What motivates you?
This just seems to be my my métier. I've always enjoyed feeling like I'm not responsible for the terrible things that are going on around me, and that's a worthwhile feeling to have.
So this is your way of relieving yourself from participating in the system.
Yeah, but remember, I'm not claiming any virtue to this. I just have a peculiar disability that I'm not very good at participating in straight society and business as usual. So this works well for me, and I'd like to say to all the boys and girls out there that every form of life has its challenges and its rewards. And for those of you thinking of going into protest, it can be a very rewarding form of life. I've certainly had my good moments with it. But you know, I don't know what I would do if somebody offered me a few $1 million to run a gas company. I just haven't had to make that choice.
Hey, at least you're honest.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't do it though. I just want to say that among the many problems with this energy compressor project and the rest of what they're doing, it is so noisy it can wake the dead, and it should never have been sited across from a cemetery. We want those people to have a good rest, and they shouldn't be doing this. That's just one of the many things wrong with it.
Industrial civilization is killing plants.
Well, everybody else may want something.
Yeah, you don't want to. I think in a nutshell.
Well, you know, there's a lot of people here, and everybody's all, I want to draw your attention to this cooler. We brought some soft drinks for law enforcement if you want them. They're in sealed cans. You're not the enemy to us, and we're happy to see you, whatever happens. We know you may have to arrest us, but we feel we're fighting for your future too, and so we don't regard you as our opposition at all.
That's your right.
Okay.
I
If
believe
you give us a third degree, I'll change my mind.
No. You have the right to protest. I appreciate the offer of the drinks. But like I said, you have 15 minutes to leave. If you don't leave in the 15 minutes, we're going to have to start arresting you.
Okay.
And you are blocking their entrance, so...
No, their entrance is locked.
They locked it.
They come in and out of here. You have a chain across it, so... Like I said...
How can we be locking something that's locked?
You're on their property, they don't want it. That's all I can tell you.
Sir,
it's my job to enforce that, okay?
I want you to know that my feelings are hurt that Energy doesn't want us. We try to be on good terms with people, and I am really a little shocked, but sir, we do thank you for doing your duty. We thank you for being clear about your intentions, and I guess I got 15 minutes.
At the end of that time, if you're still blocking, they have deliveries that have to come in and come out. You'll be arrested for trespassing. Okay, sir?
What's your name again, by the way?
Bill Yesman. I'm the sheriff of Schuyler County.
Okay, my name is Jeremy Alderson, and this is Gary Judson.
Nice
We're
to meet
pleased
you.
to meet you. And I have a feeling we're going to be getting better acquainted, sir.
That's what I'm here for.
We're all friends here. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You're going to have to use the bolt cutter.
Okay.
It's nothing personal.
No, nothing here. I just figured I'd save you some money from us ruining your chain.
Let me shake your hand before I have to accuse you of police brutality or something. You know?
No, you won't.
Good. I won't do it falsely, that's for sure. So I don't think we'll have any problem.
My motto is to treat people with respect until they deserve otherwise.
Well, that's our motto.
We're just here because we have a job to do.
We understand that. Like I said, you're not the enemy.
Protest, have at it, but it has to be done legally. And this isn't.
Or you have to be willing to pay the consequences of what you do, and we are. Really the best.
I've got earplugs.
I don't want to be accused of doing anything to harm law enforcement, but I'm not a great singer.
My last warning, are you willing to leave? Or we're going to place you under arrest.
Hello.
Thank you very much for following me.
Hi, Tom. Sheriff's in town.
Very well. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, it is.
We're enough.
It is.
For you and for your children and your grandchildren.
All right.
We don't want to give you a hard time.
No, we're not. We don't mean to give you a hard time. We just doing our duty. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved just like a tree that's standing by the water. We shall not be moved. Energy won't scare us. We shall not be moved. Energy won't scare us. We shall not be moved just like a tree that's standing by the water. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like a tree that's standing by the water. We shall not be moved.
Hey, Jeremy! Got a reporter on the phone. How old are you?
63.
63.
All right, Jeremy.
Go, Jeremy!
Yeah, sure. I raised my thumbs, but I can't.
job.
Stand up for what you believe in, man.
We shall not be moved.
Just like the trees
We
stand by the
water. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. That's standing by the water. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a that's standing in the water. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved.
standing by the water.
No energy! No LPG! 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 No energy! No LPG!
No energy. No LPG. 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 No energy.
Trespass. It's a violation of New York State penal law. So you're going to be taken down in the process, getting insurance tickets. If you're there, you can give a ride home. Okay? If anybody comes back, they're going to go to jail. And, you know, that's just it. Hopefully it's done for today, okay?
Is this a misdemeanor?
It's a violation.
A violation.
It's just like a traffic ticket.
Okay.
It's not a crime under New York State law.
Okay. Thank you.
Continued events by the same people would be construed as a crime.
Sure. Thank you.
But again, thank you all for your cooperation.
Thank you. See you again.
I'm sure. I'd like to say I look forward to it, but...
You can? We were wondering that. Pay cash, bail now.
Lord, I ask for courage. Courage to face and conquer my own fear. Courage to take me where others will not go. I ask
for strength. Strength of body to protect others. Strength of spirit to lead others. I ask for dedication. Dedication to my job to do it well. Dedication to my community to keep it safe. Give me, Lord, concern for all those who trust in me and compassion for those who need me. And please, Lord, through it all, be on my side.
Whoa, it is for both sides.
Okay.